And I
Yeah.
think the biggest mistake that people do when they want to get into the stock market is they just open an account, throw money out there, and then they watch those TikToker influencer without no understanding of how it works. And then they go out there and then they lose their money.
Go.
If you're losing money and you keep on losing money because you're not using a stop loss and you're not using a specific strategy you're supposed to have, and you keep on letting that trade going even more in red, it's absolutely 100% on you. You have to show up for yourself every day. So if you're not willing to commit, don't put money in the markets because it's going to bite you in the ass. Period. Some people will get it very fast. Some people will take a slower road. I'm more on a slower road because I needed to learn who I am as a trader.
So, welcome to Better Self Podcast. And today I have Nana. She's back again. And today is not about Michael Jackson. Today we talk about money trading. So we're gonna talk about the mentality, the psychology, behind trading. Like, how to deal with your entry, how to deal with your money, how to deal with the market in general. No matter the market that you do, I think we all struggle with. Sometimes you want to make profit, but as soon as you start making money, you don't know how to actually get the money that you're making. So you make money, but you actually lose everything because you're just watching instead of reacting. So Nana, I'm just gonna say, how long you been trading?
Been 4 years. Day trading
4
for
years.
4 years.
Okay, what do you trade?
I trade SPY. I do options on SPY. And let me tell you, this is not an overnight process in terms of learning. And I think the biggest mistake that people do when they want to get into the stock market is they just open an account, throw money out there, and then they watch those TikToker influencer without no understanding of how it works. And then they go out there and then they lose their money because at the end of the day, it's like, if you do not understand what you're doing, you are not going to make the right decision and understanding what's supposed to happen and when to get out, when to stop the losses, this is school 101. It's like, don't get into something without learning about it. So
Okay.
that's the number one psychological point that I think a lot of people, 99% of people who trade will tell you, oh, it doesn't work. I lost all my money. Well, because you went into the market without understanding how it works. Period.
Yeah.
Point blank.
So you say you do, what do you do? You do, is it what do you call it again, the term of the type of trading that you do?
I'm a
It's
scalper.
called
I
scalper.
scalp
Yeah, scalper.
options on SPY.
So to start with, what is option? Because there's a lot of term. Like I keep hearing
So
option. What is really option?
Basically, it's a contract where you reserve the right to buy basically 100 share of a specific stock. Okay. But you do not have the obligation to do it. And basically that contract has a premium fees. It has a value. And basically when it goes to a certain direction, if it go up, it's a call, the premium will go up in value. Or if it go down, it's a put. It will also take value on the way down if you're on the put side. Basically, I'm making money on the premium value of a contract. That's what I do, but I do it in and out, usually on a couple of candles because I'm a scalper. But this is where I was telling you, it's like learning those terms, learning those strategy. It's not something you can learn overnight, and it take a good teacher or a coach and a nice group that you can get into every day, and you're going to train yourself. In my case, it took me about a year, to be able to understand and start mastering basic principle on that. So yeah, it's not overnight. People get into the market to learn that overnight. It doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of training. And the training, you do it on paper trading. There's video to watch. You have to watch so I'm going to say it. I belong to a group called American Dream Tradings. And we have a coach. His name is Chad Christians. He's phenomenal. He's been a trader for 30 years. And every day, all the members, we're on a Zoom call, and there is thousands of us, but we'll have about 500 member on average every day on Zoom call. And we trade the market together. And it's about, understanding the strategy. We have videos, we have all kind of courses. We have all the strategy available, from option to future to swing trading to cash secure puts, all those things. We cover it all. And we have a giant video libraries where it's all explained. And then you can be a beginner in that group and just basically watch the one who know what they're doing and learn from them. And also they are go-to people to say, hey, I don't understand that. Can someone explain? So usually after the first hours of the market, you can ask question, and anybody will kind of an expert on that will come into the microphone and help you and guide you, which is phenomenal. So as I said, it took me about a year to understand a few things, a few basic. Now it's my fourth year. I'm starting to make bigger trade now. So some people will get it very fast. Some people will take a slower road. I'm more on a slower road because I needed to learn who I am as a trader. Some people are very mathematical and very robotic in their mind. I had to learn to put my emotion to the side. And I think a lot of people get into trading and they're like, yeah, I'm going to make some money. If you already have that attitude, chances are you're going to lose your money. So psychologically, it's a process too. And there is knowledge, and there is the 1 + 1 = 2. You can learn, everybody can learn that. But if you're not learning to basically calm your mind and be a robot and realize, okay, I cannot get into the market thinking, oh, it's going to go up today, it's going to go down today. Never do that. I say, I'm going to watch the trade. I'm going to watch the candle. I'm waiting to a specific setup. And if I don't see the setup, I don't touch it, or I don't do what I'm supposed to do, and just be a robot with it. And the one that are the most successful at it are usually people who are very robotic about it. And it took me a long time to master that. And sometimes I still find myself like, here I am, and the old Nana is coming back at it. So I walk away. And I never give up on myself. Did it take me a couple of swipes in my face, like to lose my account twice before I did the right thing? Yeah. But I never gave up.
When you say lose your account, what do you mean actually? When people lose their account?
I had $1,000 and I play all kind of stupid things, and coach one day called me and said, he was like, what are you doing? You should not be playing with real money. You're not ready for it. Go back to paper trade. I don't want to see you trade real money for 6 months. You put me in paper trade jail for 6 months. Thank you, coach. Thank you for doing that for me, because I had to back to the basic. And every day it was like, what are you doing, Nana? Okay, let's do it. Let's be good about it. And then slowly, and and I did it one more time, and I put myself back in jail too. But after that, I was like, okay, good. And then I took the very slow road, one day at a time. And then it was one options, and I did one option for 3 months, making sure I was doing right. Like I was doing only one trade a day and then 2 and 3 and 4 until my account was starting growing and growing and growing. And like I'm making bigger things. Because I'm one of those who needed extreme discipline and because I'm very empathic and very emotional. I could read the chart, but I was doing things like, I know what the chart is telling me. Why I'm not doing it, I don't know. It's like, it took me a while to figure it out. It just, you have a part of your brain will like, well, but it can always go in other directions. I had to learn to shut that voice down.
But do you use like a trend line?
Huh?
You use a trend line, the trend line.
So here's the thing. It's not about trade line. It's about strategy. As a scalper, so because I'm a scalper and do an option, I have a certain time strategy that has been developed by this guy from our group, and I have to follow it. Because those are strategies that have been developed for years of experience, and there is multiple of them. But I'm a scalper, so I will use VWAP, the 200 MA, and the EMA 921 VWAP. Those are kind of my level, and depending on what SPY is doing. for example, SPY, when it usually on the 1 minute touch to the 200 support, like I said, you have the SPY going up and the 200 level is coming right on that candle, 90% of the time that field will pull back. So we learn to get ready, get a put right there on the just scalp the pullback. And that it's a 5-10 second scalp. And you're in and you're waiting the candle to go down. And I mean, this is in and out. And for example, if you buy 10 options, none of them will be gone like that. And this is how you make your money. And you can have a runner, but you have to make sure that every time you do that on your setup, there is always that 10 to 15% stop loss because you're scalping. Now, if you're doing an EWO strategy, which is completely different, your stop is looser, your entry is different. I mean, as I said, you have to learn what type of trader you want to be. And this is why I love this group, because we have multiple strategy who basically answer to the need to multiple type of traders. And it's working. I mean, we have so far 16 non-millionaires, or people who start with nothing who become millionaires. And we were able to prove it. And people that have been in the group forever, now we have seen become millionaires. And it's true, I've been 4 years in that group and I've seen those people. Am I one? No, because as I said, I was more difficult to discipline myself. But 2-3 more years, I'll be out there. It's getting there. So
Yeah,
it's working.
I think the psychology is. But what is the biggest mistake have you done when you started? When you first started?
That is going to be quick and easy in and out. Oh, because there
Okay.
is one guy that was able to make $1 million in 3 months. I thought I could do the same. Wrong. No, it doesn't work that way. Some people are faster
So
to learn, but those
yeah,
are called then unicorns. It's just our brain and work differently. But 99% of the people, they need time to discipline themselves. I mean, you see that in everything. For example, people who start a diet and they stop doing it after what? A month, 2 months, they forgot. It's the same thing. Going to the gym. Are you going to the gym for a month and 2 months and then you forgot to go to the gym and let it go? So it's the same thing, discipline. It's about you're going to decide to do something for yourself. You have to stick to it. And if you in your life, you are not ready to stick to a diet or stick going to the gym or your business or a goal, you're going to just start it and then give up at the first time you're going to be having a struggle, the first time you're going to have a bad day, chances are you will be a terrible trader and you're going to lose your money. So to me, it started about being able to get up every day before the market opened and to be in that group every day. And I used to be sleeping in the morning. I used to, sleep until 10 and 11 in the morning. I was a night owl. I had to change that and stick to it. And that was the biggest change. And then I have to make sure I watch videos. I have to make sure I do all my work. And because coach sometimes saw me slacking, he was like, "Hey, Nana, what the hell are you doing?" And he called me back and don't call me out in front of the group. It's okay, because basically you say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not putting on you, but for all the others who might be in the same situation as you, I want them to understand, like, stop doing those stupid things." This is what I love that coach. He never, as long as you show up, he never give up on you. So I owe him a lot because I'm still not financially secure because I find a group that is working. But it's psychologically, it's like you have to show up for yourself every day. So if you're not willing to commit, don't put money in the markets because it's going to bite you in the ass. Period.
yeah. But how do you deal with, like, let's say, earning?
Well, earning, me personally, I learned as a trader, I do not hold position overnight. I don't, and here's the thing about earning. It's like Tesla, for example, I've been all over the place with earning, up and down and everything. And you can have an aftermarket that goes super high, and then on the pre-market, everything went completely on the opposite directions. And when the next day it opened, it's not where you thought they would be landing. I learned that the hard way. And the first thing that coach said is like, if you're not 3 months out and you contract, you should not even hold anything overnight because you're going to lose the value of your contract. This is brutal because there is no stop loss. There is no way to guarantee your, I mean, except if you just do stock, but even though, like I've seen stock will go super high on the pre-market and then crash on the next day, which is like, hello, how do I
This
do
is a
that?
good example
Because I've
because
been there. I've been there. I've done it, and I know how stupid it sounds. So earning to me, I let the earning go. For me, it's like I don't care about earning. I want to see what the next day is, and when depending of the next day is where it starts. Is it going to go up or down? Just wait for the first 5-10 minutes to have the formation and see all the channel, how they look like and where the levels are. And you have all those indicators that we're using. And if I see a setup that look exactly according to the strategy that we have learned in our group, I'll get in. As simple as that. And you have to learn to put your bias out the door when you get into that market, because I don't know how many times, especially me myself, I thought, okay, it's going to go up. And then it doesn't. It goes sideways. And I'm like, no, it's just a pullback. And then it goes even more. Oh,
does
no.
Does it
and
never...
no, you lose your money. So earning for me, it's great if you have, share here and there. And then, it's going in the right direction. But to me, personally, earning, it's just floof. It just floof because it's usually during the aftermarket. And there is not much I can do about it. So I kind of ignore it and I'm just waiting for the next day to see where it lands.
But do you never feel like during the trading, you never feel like, as you say, the market is going against you and you actually take it personally, be like, oh, why always happened to me? You feel like you are actually doing something wrong yourself. Like every time you put it here, it just go other side. If you expect it to go up and it just go down, it never come to you to the point where you feel like it's maybe you. And it just realized like a lot of people happen. Like now when you're telling me now, I can see myself. Yes, go ahead.
If you're losing money and you keep on losing money because you're not using a stop loss and you're not using a specific strategy you're supposed to have, and you keep on letting that trade going even more in red, it's absolutely 100% on you. For example, when I scalp, my stop is at 50. For example, if I have a contract of $100 on SPY and it's going against me, I have a stop loss at 15, that 15% mark. Meaning if they go to $85, I'll sell because I can manage that. I can manage that little loss because it's kind of SPY. It will have that kind of 15% where it will sometimes pull back and then rebound. And this is where it's at that level because I learned that from SPY. But, and part of it too, it's like, yes, losses will be part of your trading. You will lose some money, but the key level is a good day trader is capable to manage losses to the T, meaning we are capable to manage these little losses very well. And we basically you basically get rid of the loser right away and you let the winner run, because this is another thing. People are like, oh my gosh, this is $5. Oh my gosh, this is $10. And they sell. And you're like, why? Like, look at SPY today. All day. It run and run. So imagine if you had 10 contracts at the opening and you sell 5 or even sell 8 and you still have 2, I can guarantee you make 2 to 3 grand easily today. Like easily, probably more. But imagine if you just had you try to scalp a couple of times and you try to get one put just because sometimes there's pullback and one did not pull back as much and you lost, let's say, $5. Well, what is $5 compared to 2 grand? There we go.
So what is your, I think your strategy when it comes to the exit, like risk management, I would say. Like, do you have any like percentage when you come? Because a lot of people, they're like, okay, 1%, 3%.
No. So
where you gonna put your stop loss?
It's about where your candles go. So if you imagine you get in and they keep on going green, I'm going to keep everything. but it's about the next candle, always the next thing. Always gonna keep on going up. If it keep on going up, I'm okay. You raise your stop, so raise the stop every time it change level.
So
Raise the
trading
stop,
stop, that's what you do
raise
pretty
the
much. Like
stop,
if,
and then
yeah,
you have your pullback candle. So as soon as there is you will see those candle kind of stall. They will be like zzz, and kind of.
yeah, when you
I'll
stop.
call that a stall candle. I'm selling 50% of my position are gone because I'm not taking change. I want to guarantee myself some money, and then I have a stop loss on the other just in case. And then sometimes it's gonna go up, sell more. And then you're going to keep what we call a couple of runners. So I'm like, okay, both are good. And no matter what, I have a profit. If it goes a little bit more, don't care. It's about managing that losses every time. But I will be like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, is it going to the 9, to the 20 on, VWAP, whatever is level going on right there. I know what my strategy is because coach developed it. I'm following the strategy. It's going to be very
yeah.
difficult for me to explain you a strategy that took years to be developed, that you need let's seriously months to train on before to be able to execute it very well. So trying to explain to you in 5 minutes, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. And I will highly
Yeah.
recommend to people to check out about this group that I belong to. And by the way, live on YouTube on American Dream Trading every day, every time the market is
I'll
open.
put a link here for people if they're interested, for sure.
Yeah, and you saw it, it's
Yeah.
and I'm there every first hours and every morning, and I help coach with the call out, special on spike. So
Mm. So what I was gonna say, I know that you do scalping and you do, the contra as well, as you say. What is the difference when it comes to time frame? What time frame do you use when you do contra?
when you scalp,
When you, sorry, when you scalp, sorry. Yeah, when you
yes,
scalp,
okay.
what time frame do you do? Yeah.
1 minute, because you want to see what's
1 minute.
candle.
Wow, that's
It's super
tight.
fast. Scalping is fast. EWO, you can with a 2 minute strategy, so you're on the 2 minutes. And then you have people who swing trade. So most people can get 15
I do
minutes.
4 hours on
Yeah,
my swing trade.
but that is for long position. By the way, if you do
Yeah.
option contract, you should be at least 3 months, because the time decay, the gammas and all those numbers are going to eat your profit alive if you don't pay attention, especially if the overnight goes sideways on you. So, and this is where I've seen a lot of people losing money because they buy those contracts, don't understand how it works, don't understand how those number works. And then they're like, well, I don't understand. Why did I lose so much? Well, because you did 3 days expiration, buddy. Don't do that. You should never hold a contract, or multiple contract overnight like that if you do not know what you're doing. It doesn't mean you cannot have one for fun because you know the earning coming, but I'm just saying you have to understand the risk management, because whatever money you can put out there, you have to put a little note in your mind that is money, is a potential total loss. Every time you invest money in the market, it can be like, okay, if I'm going to spend $100, I can potentially lost all of it overnight. So the overnight is where the danger is, in my opinions, because you cannot put a stop loss on those suckers. So me personally, I don't do overnight. The only thing that I hold long term are shares, because, well, they don't have time decays. So, and you got to know which type of share are you buying and what's your goal and what you
You don't like
like,
share, that's what you're
what you
saying.
want to invest in. This is different. As again, you got to, the mentality of the trader is like, don't go into the market, buy things because someone told you to buy those share of that specific business you don't know about. You have to understand what you like, what you're willing to invest in. You got to do the research on every business you're going to invest in. You have to do your homework and you have to understand the risk that go with it. Me personally, I love to cruise, right? So when Carnival Cruise Line during COVID decided to release a bunch of share to raise money. So of course, by doing that, their share crashed to $5. But this is at 30 right now. So do the math. I buy 100 share at the time at $5. Do the math how they worth right now. Here we go. So imagine some people will buy 10 1,000 shares at $5, how much money they have right now. You got to understand what you're doing and
Yeah, but
what
sometimes
work.
the stock people prefer the stock sometimes because the stock is like the company, and you can
Exactly.
actually it's easy to track to kind of know how they're doing, and then based on the time, like when let's say you're trading like AMD, like now as I was saying to
Exactly.
you, AMD when I just have this phone call with you, it was at 527 pre-earning, and then just after hours, guess how much? It dropped to 483. Like I'm talking like 7% down.
Yeah.
And the earning result actually come positive, but somehow it still went down.
So what
And that's
happened
pretty
is
much
like
that's what you were
you have the
saying.
FOMO. So a lot of people get
Yeah,
excited about it and they take the profit
yeah.
right there and they rug every part. And it's it's a classic move because the big whale. So you have to understand one thing, and I think this is where everybody get lost. You and me, we just retail. We are nobody. The market to move something like AMD, Intel, the big seven, or talking about Nvidia, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Meta, the big seven. Anybody would want to move those big seven, SpaceX, I should say the big eight now. It requires financial institution money. And we're talking about BlackRock. We're talking about billions of dollars. They are massively buy. So 80% of all the total share worldwide are owned by financial institution. The 20% is basically the subdivision of all of that. And then you have basically 5%, not even 5, I think it's 2-3% retail. We are nobody. Even if all my group together, we're putting all the money they have, it will not move SPY. Just to give you an idea, this is gigantic. So those whales understand where to fish the money because they have the leverage to move the market up and down. What they're trying to do is to clean up the retail market because they know one thing. We do not understand how it works. We are not educated on how the entire system works. And they know we're very emotional. So they're like, oh yeah, their earnings are great. They're going to buy. And then they're like, they have been having their share way before their earning forever. So they're like, oh, earning is good. All right, let's share, let's buy, let's sell 1 million and 2 million share. What do you think it's going to do? And you were like, you just lost your money. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, when the market open, I mean, when it's down, that's when they're gonna pull back.
Uh-huh.
And when it's back up, you're gonna start getting, but it's actually too late for you. You lost, and then you're coming back when it's too high, and you just like.
Instead of being patient with the thing, it's like, okay, give you another example. SpaceX. Everybody was like the $150 IPO.
They have an earning
They
tomorrow, actually.
My husband wanted to jump on it, and I was like, no, don't do it now. Trust me, don't. And it went to $200 because he's not a day trader like me. He wanted just to have it. I'm like, no, you're gonna wait. And guess what happened? And it went up down to $100 almost, like I think 104. I was like, yeah.
They have an earning tomorrow, actually.
Well, it's like right now you have to understand how also their IPO was structured, how their share was able to be structured to be allowed to be on the Nasdaq. You have to understand the story behind. And it's like when I started to realize, oh, okay, so not even all there is basically 5% of share that have been released. I'm like, oops, you didn't miss the train. It's SpaceX is gonna be here to stay. And do I have some space? Yeah, like 2 days ago when I was like, okay, $100, yeah, sure, I'm gonna buy 5 share. It's not a lot, but I'm like, okay, can I take that? Yeah, because I have the room for it. But I'm not going to get all my money into SpaceX because that would be stupid. You have to diversify. So if you remember 2020, you remember 2021, what happened? 2022 to be exact. You remember what happened? 2022. So you have the bubble of the crypto. The crypto was going high in 2021, November, December 2021. And what it did in 2022, everything crashed into dust. And that took the entire market with it. Okay. So this is where my passion came by because I wanted to understand how everything works. And this is where everything started for me. But this is where I find that group, by the way. And then in 2022, I buy things like, Carnival Cruise Line, Skechers, I had some Amazon. I buy Tesla at $125. We remember Tesla being at $125. Yeah. NVIDIA was before it went, they did the split, the 10 times slip. It was like 187 out a couple of those. I used to run some Google. And so I look at my share now, some of them I sold, because I sold some very high. I buy new, but like I started my Carnival Cruise Line and I'm like, yeah, because the rich, what they do, they wait for the market going down and they wait right there. We call that waiting in the weed. And they wait and then, and boom, they buy it back because they want to buy low and sell high. And every time they do that, they're cleaning they get the money on that 20% of idiots who do not understand how it trades. Period. This is how it works. So once you understand how the well works and you apply the strategy and you shut off your bias and you're okay, what the wells are doing today? They want the market to go down. Well, let's go down with the market. And yes, you can make money on the way down. Most people don't even know you can make money on the way down. They don't know that. Yes, you can.
Yeah, but in what market can you do that?
Any market.
Is it what you call SFT? That's what you call
SPY.
Like SPY. So I don't know how it works. Because let's say doing
SPY is basically it's a bundle of the 13,500. Okay, so it's like a share, but it's not really a share per se, like a business, not like Tesla. But Tesla can be shortened. So I can give you an example. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla went. Remember when Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So what happened? He sold his. He had to go to SEC and say, "I want to sell a bunch of my Tesla share to come out with the capital to buy Twitter." First of all, that's a lot of share. He could not just dump that in the market like that because he will literally tell the market because it's very powerful. So you have to have an authorization. And what they do, they release the share slowly. They kind of trickle down. The reason why, because they don't want because he's part of the big seven, he wanted to trash the market because of that. So it had to be announced like that. We know it was not a news event, like a bad news event. It was just a, business move. So like that, the other stock was not being influenced by that. And it was typically Tesla, but it's have a little bit of an effect on it, but not much. So it was trickle down. And our group, I was telling you at the time, so I was not even touching option or anything. But some of the guy in our group, I remember they were buying puts like 3 months in advance, and they were buying 1,000 puts 3 months in advance, knowing that it will take a 2 weeks event. And for 2 weeks straight, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. We had some people making literally 6 figures, and I think one guy make a 7 figure on that trade move, because it's understanding you can literally put puts options and just play it down. So basically, the contract premium was making money on the move, and I remember watching that and those people are standing as soon as it's at the bottom. They will take that money and buy basically the share just to have them because it's so cheap, like it's like a fire sale. And some of them buy those, and then the beauty of it now you have like more than 100 share. You can literally buy cash secure puts or cover calls on both share and keep having money on the premium by not buying option, but selling option to people out there. And this is where I realized the complexity of all the strategy to make money. And we have people in the group who do that and they roll their things nonstop and they keep on buying. Once you understand it, it's like, I don't need to go to work and can just be on my computer and do that all day. It's like, yeah. And we have people who become millionaire on doing the strategy. It's crazy.
But do you think that capital, I think capital is important, right? Because when you have a small capital, you are, I think your risk is very high because you want to, instead of going for
Two
like
things.
3-4%, you're gonna want to go for like a down or like a 100 or 90% or 50%. But when you have like a large capital, even when you hit 3-4-5%, it's actually a lot of revenue for you. Do you agree with that?
Yes, you agree. But here's the thing. We have seen people being millionaire in our group starting with a small account of $500. We have people starting with $500, turn that into a million in 6 months to a year. So the thing is like understanding your risk management, which is never lose more than 2 to 3% of your total daily account, and never put, when you buy an options or whatever you're doing, never use more than 10% total of your account into the market. And there is a lot of rules. So a coach came out with a full list of rules every time for each strategy, and you need to follow them like that you don't lose your money. So at the beginning, I was not doing SPY. I was doing some other little thing, and I had to learn with shares. I have to start with little stupid share. And then from that, I had to go from share to bigger share and then to small little contract options. So I was doing those. I remember I saw Excel was like so cheap 3 years ago. I was doing those $15 contract on XOXL, and I was making $2. It was great because the percentage you saying yourself was 3 to 5%. It's great. But it's like, and then what people don't realize is like you keep on accumulated, and then your account go to 500 to 600 to 800 to 1,000 and then 50, and then it exponentially start to grow and grow, and then you starting to get into those bigger contracts. So when my account started to get into the $3,000 range, I started to play SPY, and then one contract, two contract, five contract, 10 contract, and then and it keep on going. And then it goes to a point where it's like, instead of having 3 trade, now I'm just doing 1 or 2, I'm done. And sometimes there is something really kind of cool happening in the market, or there is this move that kind of very hard to read. I was just going to do one contract for fun because it's not even 1% of my total account. The risk is so little, I don't care. So even if I lose $5, it's fine. I just make $500, So I understand my management risk. That's the key right there. But again, those strategy, I was not able to learn that overnight. It did not happen in my brain overnight. I'm 4 years experienced day traders. And I still talk sometimes with people who think they know the stock market. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if Coach was hearing what you were saying, he will be laughing his ass off. So it's because his strategy works. He's phenomenal teacher, and
Yeah, I feel like the most important things when it comes to like trading, no matter how experienced that you have, how many years, we all can have the same coach, we can learn the same thing, read the same book, have
yeah,
all the knowledge. But what make the difference is actually the people who actually apply those things and are consistent with it. I think
100%.
that's the things because you can actually have somebody can explain to you all those things that you're saying. Yeah, 2%, like control your loss, get in when when the earning is coming, don't focus on that, go after. But you have like something like AMD earning is coming. You see everybody talking about it. Trump was in the news bombing the AI. It'd be like, oh my God, he might hit like 50% or something. Or it's going down, but like sometimes the market is actually fake. You actually go down, fake break, and it just shoot off. But
Yeah,
sometimes when you fake break, you actually go all the way down. So you like, and this is a time where when you start losing $5, as you said, you have to take your loss. Some people are like, okay, it's $5. Still, I don't. I used to be like, I just don't want to be on the red. I
yeah.
hate the feeling of being on the red. Even me, if I'm not, I'm losing five
You have
bucks.
to
I'm
make
like, no,
peace with that.
I'm like, I know I can reach a little bit of green. When I reach green, I want to eat the clean green, like a little bit $2 on the top, and I
Yeah,
can actually sell. But when you do that, it actually hurts you. Sometimes it's better,
yes.
as you say, to lose $5
You have to be
than
a
to
robot
actually
about
turn
it.
the $5 into a 800 loss.
You have to be a robot about it. And that's why I say you have a strategy. The rule is very specific. You have to stick to it. And it's not, you have to understand, you cannot be gritty. Green is green. So some people try to diamond head things, and then one day it works, but then the other day kind of kill their account. So don't do that. As I said, imagine you buy 10 contracts, you have one, for example, SPY was the idea, and you have one left, then you find you don't even care what happened to that one because you saw in green, but it works only if you follow the strategy. And if you are getting upset to lose $5, so you're not ready yet, you have to be to the point where it's robot. There's no emotion about it. Okay, you have the level in, out, boom. I follow the strategy. I have my stop loss in place at a right percentage. I took it right on the level. And it's like you have to mentally show up and follow the rules. And you're right. And you see something very important. The knowledge is accessible to everybody, but not everybody is willing to apply it to themselves. And everybody always try to go off the rail or not following the rule. I'm going to tell you, the market will amble your ass so fast and so
Yeah,
quick.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, the next day, you're going to be like, oh, I'm not doing that again. I was like, well, I'm not touching them. And sometimes I'm like, nope, I'm not touching it again because I know I'm not ready. It needs to, will it happen? 100%. I'm going to tell you, it will happen to anybody who will be in the market at least one time where you will be humbled. Don't, it's like, you fell off the bicycle once. Did you forgot? Did you stop going on your bicycle or did you go right back at it?
Yeah, I think I learned my lesson when I was actually doing the penny stock. I remember 2020.
But
Penny stock used to be the thing.
you didn't give up on the market. You see what I mean?
No, I didn't give up, but I lost a lot. Like, I went the penny stock just killed me, man. Like,
You can't,
the thing about the
yeah,
penny
we
stock
call that
is
a
so
hot
cheap.
stock. We have those
Oh
that
my
hot
God.
stock.
And then when it go down, it'd be like,
We only have one guy in our group that I think was a master at it. And when I remember, his name was Jimmy. Oh my gosh, the way he has the brain about it. He was always talking about those level, the cloud and the weed with him. It was like, and you watching him trade, it was like his brain was on a different. I don't know. It's like some people are wired differently, but this guy made $1 million from I think from a $5,000 account to $1 million just by trading hot stock, just stock only, and he didn't do option or any of those stuff until he had to $1 million. But this guy was insane. It's not impossible, but this guy was like just following the rule to the T every time, and he was like on it. And then he make all his money and then kind of disappear on us. Well, but why he become a millionaire and he has his own life right now, which I understand. But watching those people trade and having the opportunity to talk with people who see things differently, it teaches you a lot about yourself because they all will, every of them have seen the same thing. You have to show up, you have to keep at it, you have to follow the rules, and then eventually it will click. So, and the beauty of the market, if it doesn't matter if you have Webull or Thicker Tank, all those software, E-Trade, it doesn't matter who you trading with, doesn't matter. They all have paper trade. So paper trading is basically you can pretend to have a $10,000 account or a $5,000 account, and you can trade yourself with the real time of the market to see if you're capable of executing trade. You're supposed to do that for months before you play with real money. Months. Been one of those, like I had to lose my real money, which to me, nothing where my life was not upside down because we were talking only about a couple of grand. My life was not upside down. I was not that dumb to put my entire saving into it, thanks God. But to realize that was important. And then I had to coach every day. It was like paper trading, then not paper trading. And I don't want to see, and he was so good about it. And then when I started mastering my paper trading, this is where slowly I started to play with my account. And But there is day I will look at the market. I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like it. It's okay. It's okay not to trade too. Because guess what? When you don't trade, you don't lose money. So if there is some day I get up and I feel tired, I don't feel like myself, and I look at the chart and it's kind of all over the place, I'll be like, oh, hell no. I'm going back to bed. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you
Sometimes
don't
the
have to
best
be
decision to
mentally
not, you
here.
don't
You have to
always
be
have to be in a
focused.
market. I think this is one thing. Sometimes it's the best decision to not always be in a market, because when you're in a market, it can be addictive as well. When in a market,
It
you
is
are putting
100%
yourself at
addictive.
risk and into a lot of, to lose a lot of money, I think.
But some people go on vacation. Some of us will go, hey, I'm going on a cruise or I'm going that. It's okay. Take your time off. It's okay. And then you come back, the brain is all refreshed and ready. It's okay. Uh, but what I'm trying to say mentally, for people out there who really want to understand, maybe have an opportunity on the side to earn some extra money, the market is there for everybody. It's accessible for everybody, but you have to understand what kind of trader you want to be. You just want to buy a future and have that on the side. That's fine, but you just understand what you're doing. But if you really want to give it a try, don't just follow those TikToker who are like 20 years old. Obviously, have they're 20 years old. We're telling you there's been a maximum 2 years of experience. I can guarantee you they don't know what they're talking about, especially when they're going to tell you, I'm going to trade for you. What?
Yeah, that's why I don't understand when people say that.
Because it's a scam. And the thing, I see people buying it instead of belonging to a group where like, okay, this is going to be like a university where you're going to learn really how it works, and you're going to learn all the strategy you want. You're going to learn by yourself. You're going to learn, how it works. You're going to learn, you're going to try it, and you're going to have a group support every day that is available. You're going to have a whole bunch of people who are going to be there to answer your questions, and you're going to have the paper trade behind. That's the way to do it. And I try to tell all my friends, hey, why are you not doing? Well, but you're going to lose money. They're obviously saying that because they lost money in the past. I'm like, yeah, you lost money. Did you know what you were doing? And you asked, no. Well, this is why you lost money. So let's not do that. If you really want to be in the trading and trade the market, get in it, but learn it. And I'm going to say that to you too, for Chris. Come on over, because
Yeah.
I know you can do it and I know you will be successful. And I'm not trying to say like,
Yeah, I
but
get it.
I know you
Yeah.
watched the group and I know you were pretty impressed about how it worked. So
Yeah, definitely. I like it. I see what you guys are actually doing. If it's one thing I want to learn, I want to learn how to make it from, you know, when the market go down, how do you actually make profit when it go down? Because I always trade that, trade upside, but downside, I always want to learn how it works. And now I'm more into like swing. I find myself much better on the swing, because when I use my 4 hours time frame, it's easy to know your entry. I use a lot of a trend line as well. I use it a lot, so I know where to get in, where to get out. But sometimes the crazy thing is, sometimes you put everything in order, you don't follow the rule, and you see the market going against you, but you can see that whatever structure that you pull actually works. But the only problem is actually
yeah,
you couldn't
it's
keep up to
absolutely
your
you.
own word, but everything was clear, like entry, exit, lower low, higher high. Like, I was like, yeah, I think what
But
I've learned is,
I
I
want to
think
point
with the market,
something.
yeah, go on.
So I'm listening to you, and when I say I can see you want to learn, but I'm telling you, come join the group to really do it the right way. And you're like, here we go. You want to talk about psychology? People sometimes are not willing to invest for themselves. And I'm going to tell you, this was the best investment I ever done in my life, because when I look at where I am today, I know this is something, that knowledge I'm going to carry it for the rest of my life. So sometime, here's the thing. It's like this group never going to disappear, because there is so many, it's been there for 4 years, and we are actually the biggest trading group right now. The biggest. There is nothing biggest
Is it
out there.
every day that you're there?
Yeah. I mean, we have
I'm on holiday. I might
thousands
listen to
of
you tomorrow.
members in it, but I will say there is a close group of at least 50 people who are like every day talking to the microphone. And then you know, because we're talking about thousands, and some people don't want to talk to the microphone, but I'm one of them. And dude, you want to be out there? What the hell are you waiting for? And you don't, and it doesn't take you any money in terms of your account, because it can be a fake paper account for right now, just to learn. It really doesn't, you know. All it matters is the investment towards the group and the knowledge. Here's the thing. You're going to get all the knowledge, and then you're going to try it on paper trade. You're going to learn some stuff about yourself. You're going to correct things about yourself. You're going to realize things you didn't know were about, and you're going to have a light bulb like it went on my head. I remember the day what the option light bulb was on my head, and I was like, wait, this is how people make money on the downside with the option on the premium. And I was like, and my jaw dropped and the light bulb went in my head. I was like, I understood the concept, and I was like, oh, nobody told me about that. This is where I like, nobody knows about those things. This is something that is not taught in school. We don't even teach in school basic financial strategy. Nobody teach about Roth IRA. All right. And here, I'm going to give you a little secret too that will going to blow your mind. Because people are going to tell you, well, if you make that much money, you're going to pay taxes, right? Okay, now follow me. Imagine you have a Roth IRA. You know what a Roth IRA account is?
No.
It's a retirement account where you already pay your taxes from your income. So the money, it goes straight into that. Like every month you can contribute up to $6,500 a year towards it. But here's the secret about it. It's tax-free. When you take the money out after the age, I think, of 65, it's tax-free. Here's the trick, because this is what I'm doing. Inside that money in that account, you can literally day trade that money as much as you want, as long as you don't take it out of your account. So imagine me when I had my little 401k from Amazon that I converted into a Roth IRA account. And that thing is close to 6 figures now in 4 years inside it. And I will never have to pay taxes on it. But here's the beauty of it. I keep on getting bigger and bigger. Still don't pay taxes on it. But if you need the money, what are you going to do? I can borrow against it. So meaning if I borrow against it, I still do not pay taxes against it.
Yeah, that's smart.
Imagine like nobody tell you on school that you could in fact trade tax-free. This is how the rich do, by the way. They have shares in their account. They have things in their account. They borrow against it. But Elon Musk doesn't take money, doesn't sell his share, borrow against it, doesn't pay taxes on both. In fact, the biggest taxpayer that we have in our country was kind of hilarious to me, and people complain about it. But it's like, understand what people complain about the rich, but at the same time, they do not want to apply what the rich are doing with their money to be richer. It's thanks to the internet, the knowledge is out there. We know how they're doing it, but it's why, and this is mentality. Mentality is most people like the little cozy life, the little, in French, I would call it the métro boulot dodo. You know that one, métro boulot dodo. It's like the little, little cozy life, everyday life. And they are now willing to learn new things to better the life. And you want to better yourself? Learn more things about it. And we're talking about diet, going to the gym, put your finance together, put your life. It's an entire full package. What I realize is people who pay attention to their diet, who take care of their health, who take care of the finance. Guess what they have in common? They tend to be more successful people because it's about discipline in general. When you stick to something, you're going to be successful. People who have successful businesses because they get up every day, show up for that business and do what needs to happen to be successful. And they're going to do everything else. They show up for themselves to be better. So there are so many things, and school is not teaching that, which is unfortunate because I think right now we're not teaching tools anymore. We are teaching propaganda, which it's completely annoying. You have those kids coming out of high school. They don't know how to use a credit card. They don't understand interest. They don't understand taxes. and they go on those show like Caleb. You know Caleb's? He's
Yeah.
that dude that, oh my gosh, I love his show because he shows how people are completely undisciplined, have absolutely uneducated about money. And this is why people are so in debt and not capable to get out of poverty and blame it on the government, where in fact it's not on the government, it's on themselves. Because we have the beauty in this country, in the USA, you have the possibility to create a business out of thin air. You can become a millionaire literally out of thin air if you just pull the work. I mean, in 4 years, I've sold 16 people becoming millionaires in that group. One day I will be
That's
one of
crazy.
them. I don't know
Yeah.
when, but I'm not giving up on that.
In
Okay?
what age do you think people should learn how to trade?
They need to find a good group like American Dream Training and invest on themselves. Like, if you have people who invest, listen, I'm going to give you an example. People are spending tens of thousands of dollars to get degrees in college in the USA who are not even giving them a well-paid jobs. Who have a master's degree in, science of genderism. What kind?
They might need this one.
What kind of job do you think you're gonna get with that? So they are in debt to go to this college, and then they cannot get a job that can pay enough to. So I'm gonna give you an app for $2,500. You can get a membership in that group, and I can guarantee you, and I'm pretty much 99% of the member, I see their money return in less than a month. Their membership paid off in a month. And then they set up for life. Believe me or not, I'm 4 years in it. You don't want to try it. Don't try it. It's fine. But I can guarantee you this group, I will definitely the rest of my life because that group changed my life. Because not only I get my money a return, but more than that. And then I know I don't have to worry about retirement. I know I don't. And as I said, I'm using the loophole of the tax system inside a Roth IRA, which is phenomenal.
Would you move to another type of trading, or you just gonna be focused on the same one? Or have
For
you ever
right now, I'm
like swing
comfortable
trade?
with
Have
that.
you ever done anything else?
Yes, I'm probably gonna change to future. The future, it's something I'm trying to learn right now, but
What is future actually? I heard about it a lot.
so this is something I'm gonna say I am not sure because I'm learning. You see
Okay.
what I mean? I'm still a learner. So, but it's very similar as options, but it's his own group things, and there is no time daycare on it. So far, it's all I can tell you. And if coach watched that, which I know he's going to watch, he's going to be laughing his ass off. And he's going to be, hey, Nana, let's go. Let's come try it here. But it's, and then, usually people want to get to a certain point where they make so much money. So they're going to do was kind of trade here and there. And they're going to find themselves trading less, but trading more at the right time, the right amount of money. And basically, and then you have those people who just do those cash. They have so many strategy. When you go, you have so many shares. I don't know. I will come when it goes along. This is the beauty of it. It's like I'm comfortable where I am right now, but I know it's gonna go to a point where I'm gonna be like, okay, let's try to learn something else and let's diversify a little bit more. Because right now I'm keep on buying shares on the side and everything. It's not where I want it to be, but it's gonna go to a point where I'm like, okay, it's where I want it to be. Now what? I gotta change my strategy.
So what is the biggest, before we wrap it up, what is the biggest advice you can actually give somebody today if they wanna, you know, if they're struggling with psychology trading, if they know what they're doing, but they still struggle to apply those things?
First of all, do not use real money until you fix that. That's gonna be the biggest advice. Don't stop trading real money until you fix that. So you're gonna have to go back to basic, figure out what's wrong with you. You have a journal. You have to keep note of all you trade. Talk about what was your mental state. What do you think you did wrong? First of all, you have to have a journal where analyzing everything about it because you're gonna discover what you're doing wrong with yourself. And then you have to learn to fix that doing paper trading until you fix all that. And once that looks like to be fixed for a while, then slowly in with following the rule, you can start doing what you got to do, but don't stop. Basically, the best advice, stop doing what you're doing, because if really it's not working, so stop. And you have to be very, very self, reflecting, and you have to sit down and read your note. And I had to do that. And I know at the beginning I didn't like doing that, because it's like you're fighting with yourself. And as you said, it's your fault. Stop blaming the rest of the world. It's if you're doing something wrong, and it's on you. You press the button, and it's on you.
Great, Nana. I think it was really nice to have a chat with you. Anything else you want to say to people? Anything like you feel like we haven't touched? I know there is a lot of things to talk about. We can't cover everything in one episode.
I know. It's just like, you guys, if you're serious out there and you really want to learn, I'm gonna talk to the one who really want to seriously change their life and really learn that. You guys can check it out for free on YouTube, American Dream Trading. It's on YouTube. There is a YouTube channel. It's live every day. The market is open in the USA for free. You can check it out. So you can watch it for free. And if you like what you see, you can then pull the trigger. But man, like, come on. It's like, stop the procrastinations, like, stop. Like, if you really want to do something about it, it's available right there. And don't ever let anybody to tell you that you cannot change your life doing it. That's not going to work, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, it's like a casino. You just gamble your money. Of course, if you do not know what you're doing, this is exactly what's going to happen. But if you really want to learn, there is one place. Go check it out for right now. It's free. So I'm just saying. And good luck to everybody. I hope it changed minds, because finances, I wish everybody could have some financial education, because it will solve a lot of problem to a lot of people.
I agree with you. I agree. If you listen to this episode, thank you again for catching up with Nana. And then, as I say, if you guys want to know more, I'm going to put the link if you guys want to go in touch with her as well. Regarding the YouTube, I'm going to put everything there as well. And Nana, thank you again for having you today,
Thank
man.
you.
It was a pleasure,
Yeah.
And next time we're going to talk about something else, but it's just
Let me
different.
know
We
what.
didn't talk about Michael Jackson today. It was really good. Thank you again, and you take care.